Hello, I'm Michael Wojak. My wife and I own 924 Fox Knoll Drive, Southwest Rochester, and welcome to the Minnesota Renewable Energy Society 2012 Solar Tour. What you'll be looking at today is a 6.24 kilowatt array that we put up on our roof. And I'm going to give you a little bit of the background, the process, things you might want to know about this. First and foremost, we're very happy with it. It's been a very successful process. We're getting about 30% better performance than what we had budgeted when we built it. We were initially looking at a payback period of about 12 years. It's more looking closer to 8 now because of the improved performance. Return on investment over life is going to depend a lot on what happens to energy rates, but even with some fairly conservative assumptions, we're probably going to have a 20% return on our investment. In doing a project like this, planning ahead always makes everything a little bit easier. Back when we built the house in 2005, 2006, we actually specifically selected a site that would give us good open southerly access should we ever want to put up panels. And we designed the house in such a way, the garage pitch was such that we were able to put up panels with absolutely no architectural modification required. And they actually don't even face the street, so the best place for viewing them is in our driveway. We're doing a project like this, so I always encourage you to talk with neighbors who are going to be able to see it. And we had two neighbors that basically could see it, one immediate north and south. One sees the utility side, the other sees the panel side, and both neighbors were incredibly supportive and actually very happy with the way it turned out as well. So that's always good, to discuss the people who might actually be able to see it. And all of those in my case were very supportive of it. And we're not even the first solar in the neighborhood too. There's one about a block away on 9th Street as well, if you're in the neighborhood. A couple other things that you should maybe know about is there's a lot of different options for what kind of panels to use. When you have some shading like I have, you do have there's the option of getting microinverters, because when you have a string of solar panels, if one of them is operating at lower efficiency because of shading, the entire string will. And it just didn't make financial sense for us to do that. Instead, what we did is we used some fairly good efficiency panels. They're 260 watts a piece, and we used 3 strings of 8. And what we actually did is we took all of the panels that are most likely to be shaded by the house early in the morning, and we put them onto one string, and the other 2 strings have almost no shading whatsoever. So those other 2 strings are nearly 100% efficient. The 3rd string is less so efficient, but the overall efficiency of the system in terms of access to the sun is about 92%. And what this means is early on in the morning, the first 2 panels get up and going, and then an hour or 2 later, the 3rd set of panels is going just as well. And like I said, we're doing about 30% better than we projected. One last thing, I've been asked, to make sure everyone signs in. So please do sign in. I know the Minnesota Renewable Energy Society would appreciate that information, and enjoy the day. And feel free to walk to the back of the garage, and what you'll see back there is the inverter. And you can just scroll through the up and down buttons, and what that'll allow you to do is see the system performance. And in particular, you can look at the total amount of power that's generated. In a couple months, we're at about 1.25 megawatt hours of power that's generated. And you can see how the system is performing at the moment, what the all-time peak is, and sometime next summer we'll actually get a new all-time peak, because we were well past the solar maximum day when we hit the peak that's on our system. So the performance is only going to improve from here. If you have any further questions, you can always get a hold of me. My email address is mjwojak, which is WOJ, C as in cat, IK, @gmail.com. I'm always happy to answer questions. I'll be out and about probably doing some campaign related stuff today, but if I'm around, feel free to say hi. Otherwise, enjoy the day.